Hey everyone, my name's Sammy and welcome to my channel. So with today's exercise program, we're going to be doing it seated. So you'll need a sturdy chair and something preferably without arms. Now during this exercise program, I'm going to be using some dumbbells, but if you don't have dumbbells, that's totally okay. Just something with a bit of weight. Otherwise, you can just move through the exercises. It can just feel nice to move into your body. As always, we want to listen to how we're feeling today. So take those extra breaks when and if you need them. There will be little intermissions between each pair of exercises. And then from there, we're going to be doing 2 exercises for around about 10 repetitions each and doing 3 sets. Okay, so we're going to be moving the whole body, front, back, top to bottom, and we're starting off with a little bit of mobility and then finishing off with some stretching. So if you're ready to go, let's begin. So we're actually going to do our mobility seated. So again, sitting nice and comfortably in your chair. Take your back off the chair so we can move through the spine. And from here, we'll just start with some gentle head nods to get the neck warmed up. And we'll do a few side to side and a few ear to ear as well. Just take your time moving your head around, and then we'll get through to the shoulders, through the elbows and wrists. Now, obviously, if you've already been moving around, let's change direction. If you've already been moving around, you might want to skip this part and get straight into your exercises. So from here, we'll just do some rotations of the spine and some side to sides. Nice, and some kind of flexing and extending of the spine as well. Beautiful. So from here, maybe some lower back movements, taking our time with this and changing direction. And then from here, we'll move the hips around. So I'm going to actually support my leg here and make some circles of the hips. And taking direction here, if we reverse our circles, we can do the same with our knees. Just move them in a way that we can warm them up without causing any pain. And then through the ankles and toes as well. And then swap to the other side. So we're going to move the hips first and the other way. And then moving through the knee, any old way that feels good for that knee, and then through to the ankle. Yeah, so a nice quick mobility, just enough to get the muscles and joints warmed up. So our first 2 exercises, we're going to be working our legs and our shoulders. We'll be doing a sit to stand, and when we stand up, we're going to press the weights overhead. Now, I'm going to be just using one of my dumbbells. They're a little bit heavy for carrying one in each hand, so I'm just going to grab one by each end and press that up overhead. But if you want to use, if you've got dumbbells or something that you've kind of worked out what you want to use, if you want to put it in each hand, you can do that. And then we're going to superset that with a more core focused exercise, which we'll be doing mountain climbers. Now, I'm going to be using the chair to support me with this. So it's important that if you're doing the same thing, that the chair you use is nice and sturdy, okay, that it's not going to slip in underneath you. And then you've got the option of taking your mountain climber down onto the floor as well if you want to pop your hands on the floor and do it more horizontally. Okay, so let's begin. So I'm actually going to turn my chair to the side just so you get a little bit of a better view. Okay, I think that's pretty good. All right, and I've got my single dumbbell here. So what we want to do is we want to really control the sitting down part of this sit to stand. We're going to use the weight to give us a little bit of momentum to come on up, okay? So from here, we're going to have the weight either, if you're using 2 weights, you'll have them just hovering off your shoulders. I'm actually, because I'm using just the one weight, it's just kind of above my collarbone. I'm going to look ahead. We want to make sure that our feet feel nice and sturdy on the ground. And there's a little bit of core work going on here too, because we're having to use our trunk muscles as well as our legs to stand up. So from here, we're going to stand and press the weight overhead, and then control the weight coming down and our bottom. So we're going to take our time coming up. So we're going to stand and push, and then slowly come on down. So nice and controlled on the way down as well as the way up. And slowly come on down. Drive, press, and slowly come on down. So we're not plonking into the chair. Stand, press, slowly come on down. And down. Beautiful. We've got 4 more to go. Now, anyone that does my videos knows that my counting's not great. So you might end up doing 1 more or 1 less. Hopefully it won't be any worse than that. Down, stand, push, and down. Good, well done. All right, so from here, we're gonna come into our mountain climber. So I'm gonna pop my weight on the chair, pop this other one out of the way. Now, to set ourselves up, we want our hands to be underneath our shoulders or our wrists to be under our shoulders. We're going to keep them there as we walk the feet behind us and tuck our bottom down. So once again, these are going to be nice and controlled. We're not going to rush through them. So let's start to bring the knee up towards the belly, just making sure that foot goes back to the start position and that we're not walking our feet to our hands. So we're going to do about 10 pairs of these. Keeping our shoulders over our wrists. 5 more. And my eyes are just looking slightly forward and down. 2 more each side. Beautiful. Nice. So again, I said you could do that on the floor, put your hands under the floor, and the same technique. You got your hands under your shoulders and make sure that you're not walking your feet towards your hands and piking your hips up. So we're going to come back down onto our chairs, sitting nice and steady. Pop our weight either above our shoulders or above our collarbone, looking straight ahead. Big press to stand and slowly controlled coming down. Big press and push up. Good, stand and press. Number 4, stand and press. Number 5. Good, so we're halfway there. Stand and push. Stand and push. Good, we have 2 more of these. Stand and push. Good. And last one. Nice, good. All right, so we're up to our second set of mountain climbers. So hands under the shoulders, walk the feet back to our bottoms tucked down, eyes looking slightly forward and down, and let's start bringing the knee to the belly, making sure those feet go back to the start position. And 7, and 8, and 9. Last pair. Well done, good. Alrighty. We've got 1 more pair to go. So feet at the ready. Now we want to make sure that we push through the whole of our feet, not just the balls or heels, the whole foot. So hands just either above the shoulders or, you know, just in front of the collarbone here if you're holding a weight, just 1 weight. Drive up and slowly down. Big press, slowly down. Push through the whole feet. Big push, slowly down. Nice, so let's do 5 more. Nice and controlled on the way down as well as the way up. Big push, standing tall. Last one. Definitely felt it in the shoulders there. And then from here, we've got the last of our mountain climbers. So we're working our chest here as well as the core and our arm muscles, because obviously they're holding us up. So let's go. Knee to our belly. 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Well done. Oh my heavens, felt that. All right, so we finished the first 2 exercises. I'm going to hit the pause button, have a little drink. Again, you can keep going if you want to. If you want to grab this break, please help yourself, and I'll see you in just a little moment. Okay, so we're back from our little break and ready to do the next 2 exercises. So the first one we're going to be doing is a wide-legged deadlift, seated, obviously seated, and that's going to be targeting the muscles of our lower back into the hips. And then the next one we're going to be doing is a seated side bend, which will focus on the muscles on the side of our trunk. I'm going to be using just 1 dumbbell for the wide-legged deadlift, but if you want to use 2, that's entirely up to you. And then I'll use 2 when I go to do my side bends. So for this one here, we want to sit up tall in our chair and feel sturdy as well. I've got my ankles just in front of my knees a little bit here. And when we come to hinge forward, we're going to keep that nice straight back. So watch we're not rounding the spine. We're not intending to touch the floor with our hands or our weights. We just want to come like hinge forward enough that you're feeling a kind of maybe a sensation of strengthening or stretching of the lower back, but no pain. So only go to a depth that's going to suit you. And in between each rep, we want to sit up nice and tall. So we give that back a little break. Okay. So my chest is open, got a nice comfortably upright spine, and we're going to do 10 of these. So we'll just take our time with each rep. So we're going to hinge forward, and that's about it for me, and then sit up tall. Okay, hinge forward and then come on up. So obviously everybody's hip mobility is a little bit different. You might find you easily touch the floor. For me, that's about it. And I definitely can feel a kind of lengthening and strengthening through the lower back. So I feel like this exercise is doing its job. Okay, so I'm going to do another 5, keeping our knees in line with the toes. And I can even feel this through the inner thighs. So strengthening those adductors and maybe just a little gentle pressure of the foot through the floor, just a little. I really want to concentrate on strengthening through the back. So I'm trying not to press through the floor too much. So I'm going to bring my feet together so they're in line with my knees and hips, grab my other weight. It's just been sitting there waiting for me. Arms down by my side, chest out, and we're just going to add a little side bend here. So as we bend from side to side, we want to keep both of our sit bones, those bony bits on our bottom, anchored to the chair. So no lifting a bottom cheek. And once again, we're just taking our time with this. And it just can feel nice to move your spine in a different pattern rather than just forward. Good, so we got 4 more each side, taking our time. Keeping our hands in line with our shoulders, trying not to lean forward or lean back. 2 more each side. And last one. Beautiful, well done. All right, pop that down. So we're up to our second set. So we take our feet out, roughly about that, looks pretty good. Ankles just a little bit in front of the knees, sitting up nice and tall, chest out, and then we hinge forward. And then when we get to a point where that's enough, we come on up. So my eyes are looking forward and down, got this really nice long spine happening here. Good, so we've got number 5 coming up. We're at the halfway point. Good, so let's do 4 more. Nice straight back. Just relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. We'll do 2 more of these. 1 and 2. Good, well done. Bring those feet in line with your knees and hips. Grab that extra weight. All right, so we're sitting up tall but comfortable, and then adding our side bends. You could add a little pause at the end of your bend if you wanted to. Bit of time under tension here. We've got 8 more each side. Just tipping from side to side. Working those inner and outer obliques or the muscles down the side of our trunk. We've got 5 more each side. That's it. 3 more each side. Keeping those bottom cheeks firmly planted to the chair. Last one each side. Nice. We'll leave that one down there. All right, so we've got one more lot of sumo stance deadlifts, seated deadlifts. So chest is out and we're hinging down, and that's about it for me. Just enough that we feel like we're getting that little bit of tension through the lower back and just taking our time. Using our back muscles to help us sit up with just a little gentle pressure of the foot through the floor. Nothing too crazy here. All right, so we've got 4 more to go. And 3. 2 more. And last one. Beautiful. All right, bring those knees in line with your ankles. And the last lot of our side bends, and here we go. Just taking our time, tilting from side to side. Not the most exciting exercise, but so sometimes the ones that have the best outcomes are the ones that aren't very complicated at all. And it's not often that in our daily lives we bend from side to side or that we twist. So it's just good to put your spine in these different ranges of movement. Okay, we've got about 4 more each side, I think. My counting's not great, particularly if I have to count to 10. 2 more each side. Last one. Nice, lovely. All right, we're all done. We've done our 3 sets of each exercise. So once again, hit the pause button. You can grab yourself a little break. And then when you're ready, we will meet together to finish off our last 2 exercises and do our stretches. See you soon. Okay, so we're up to doing our last 2 exercises of our program and then finishing off with a stretch. So the first exercise is a tempo bicep curl where we will bend the elbow on one and then slowly straighten the arm for a little bit of a slower tempo. So we're going to get stronger on that lowering part. And as we come to the end of each of our sets, just being mindful that we're not heaving the weight up. So we are at the end nearly, so anywhere between 6 to 10 repetitions for those curls is fine, okay? And then the last exercise that we'll be doing is a seated bicycle. So we'll be working a lot with the core and with our legs and hips as well, obviously making that circling motion. Once again, we're getting to the end, so if you need to pull back on a few reps, that's totally okay. So we'll be doing our 3 sets of 10 and then finishing off with that stretch. So if you're ready to begin, let's go. So sitting up nice and tall in your chair, relaxing your shoulders away from your ears. We're going to come up on one and slowly lower the dumbbells or whatever is in your hands down slowly. Down we go. Come up on one and slowly lower down. Come up on one and then easing that down. Come up on one and slowly lower down. Just adjust here a little bit because my dumbbells are knocking the side of the chair. That's okay. We've got 4 more. Up on one, slowly coming down. You can definitely feel that. Up on one, slowly coming down. Last 2, up. Slowly lowering down. Last one, up, slowly lowering down. Good. All right, so I'm going to pop them down on the ground and then hop on my bike ready to go. So we're going to make sure we feel steady in our chair, lift up our feet. Might take a little bit of shuffling around and we're just going to make some bicycle movements. So we're going to go 1, 2, so I've got a little bit of a lean back here, 3, 4, 5, 6, I can definitely feel this in my tummy, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So that's it. Those are our last 2 exercises. So we've got 2 more sets to go. So picking up my dumbbells, sitting comfortably upright, and then coming up on one, and then easing those dumbbells by my side. Come up on one, gently lower down. So up, so not heaving the weight, nice and controlled, up and down, up, slowly lower down, up. Beautiful. So I don't know about you, I can definitely feel this in my tummy, particularly as I lower the weights down. 4 more to go. So you use your core all the time when you're doing your exercises and in everyday life. 2 more. Slowly lower down. And your core is that kind of set of muscles that surround your torso to help with your posture, as plus other things, but mainly to help with your posture as well. So, and to help you function, to move about. That's probably the main thing. So we are going to do our little cycling movements here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, awesome. So we've got 1 more set to go. Pick up my weights, get myself organized. Here we go. Let's go. Up on 1 and slowly lower down. Up and down with control. Up and down. Up. Just letting those elbows relax by your side. Slowly lower down. So we're halfway there. We have 5 more to go. Slowly decrease it down. Beautiful. 3 more. Stay with me. You've got this. 2 more. Down we go. Last one. And down. Wonderful. All right, so I'm going to pop them down there and do the last of our bicycles. So feet off the floor. Bring your knees up as high as you can. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Well done, everyone. So we're up to the stretching part of our exercise program. So this is going to help bring that heart and lungs down into a bit more of a steady state. And yeah, just to get a little bit of stretching through the body. So let's start with our neck. So make sure we sit comfortable in our chair. Soften our shoulders away from the ears. Tuck the chin to the throat. Roll the head down. Stretch the back of our neck. And then start to lift that chin up, opening up through the throat and the back of the neck. So think about drawing the nose up to the ceiling. And then bring the head to face forward. Tip the ear gently to the shoulder. You might like to extend down the opposite hand. Just take your time with this one. It can be a sensitive part of your neck. And then easing the head up and taking the other ear to the other shoulder. Lovely. Let's ease that head up. We're going to grab our right hand, pop it on. Actually, I might have to shuffle my chair around a little bit for this one. Pop our right hand, pop it on the outside of our left knee. Pick up our left hand, reach up and over to the right. So we're stretching right down the left side of our body. So keep those knees in line with your hips and your hands acting like a little anchor here so you don't tip off. And then we can bring that left hand down and look over our left shoulder. Keep that nice upright spine. Beautiful. And then we can come to the front and then grab our left hand, pop it on the outside of our right knee. Pick up our right hand, tip to the left, all the rights and lefts. So we're opening up right down the right side of our bodies. And then gently easing up, bringing that right hand behind you, looking over the right shoulder. And then from here, we can bring the hands forward, hollow out the front of our bodies and give our back muscles a good old stretch here. And then come to bring your chest through, open up through your heart. give the front of our body a little bit of a stretch. And then from here, let's stretch through the back of our legs. So first of all, we'll point the toe just to give the shins a little stretch here as best as we can. If you don't have shoes on, you might find you get a bit more of a point here. I'm even going to cradle my leg with my hands and then gently pull the big toe towards the shin. If you sit up tall, you might feel a little bit more intensity through the stretch the more you sit up tall. And if it's not enough, then you can lean forward a little bit, but keep that back straight. And then we'll lower that down, pick up the other leg, do a little point here. And then we can flex that big toe towards us, sitting up nice and comfortably upright. Nice, good job. All right, so we're all done with our exercise program for today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did coaching it. If you have any feedback, please let me know. Please feel free to subscribe as well and share to anyone you know that might enjoy doing something like this. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Take care.